Welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and welcome to all of you Lara Fabian fans out there. I've heard a lot about her, and I know that Dimash is a big fan of hers, and I believe he's actually sung with her before. And so I'm excited to hear her sing for the first time, and I've heard great things about her. I picked this one, Je suis malade. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I have the translation here for the lyrics. For those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a classically trained vocalist. I love to react to different types of artists and singers and talk about what they're doing and how they're doing it based on my knowledge and training, and also to really experience the performance and the song and the lyrics and the message, the story that they tell. All of that is part of what I love to drink in and really experience. And so part of that for me is to go through the lyrics before each of the songs and really think about, okay, here's the message, especially where it's in a different language like this is in French. So I'm using lyrictranslate.com, which is one of the ones you guys have recommended, and I've used it in the past. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes not as much. So hopefully it's accurate in this case. I'll go ahead and read the lyrics here. So it's I'm sick is the title, translation for the title. I no longer dream. I no longer smoke. I no longer even have a story. I'm dirty without you. I'm ugly without you. I'm like an orphan who has no dormitory. I no longer want to live my life. My life ceases when you go away. I no longer have a life, and even my bed turns into a platform of station when you go away. I'm sick, completely sick, like when my mother used to go out by night, and when she left me alone with my despair. I'm sick, perfectly sick. You come, I never know when. You go again, I never know where. And it's been 2 years soon that you don't care. Like to a rock, like to a sin, I'm clung to you. I'm tired, I'm worn out, to pretend I'm happy when they are there. I drink every night, but all the whiskeys have the same taste to me, and all the boats carry your flag. I no longer know where I should go. You are everywhere. I'm sick, completely sick. I pour my blood down over your body, and I'm like a dead bird while you sleep. Oh, wow. I'm sick, perfectly sick. You've deprived me of all my songs. You've emptied me of all my words. Though I used to have talent before your skin, this love kills me, and if it continues, I will die alone with myself, next to my radio like a stupid kid, listening to my own voice that will sing. I'm sick, completely sick, like when my mother left. My mother used to go out by night, and when she left me alone with my despair. I'm sick, that's it, I'm sick. You've deprived me of all my songs. You've emptied me of all my words, and my heart is completely sick, surrounded with barricades. Listen, I'm sick. Wow. This is an intense song. This is definitely a song about loss and about the loss of a love and just extreme heartache. Wow. These are some powerful lyrics. So I'm anxious to see how Lara interprets this and sings it. Those of you who are new to my channel or who haven't subscribed, if you could please click on the subscribe and the bell to receive notifications of when I post more Lara Fabian reactions or any other reactions you may be interested in hearing. I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Je ne fume plus, je n'ai même plus d'histoire. Je suis laide sans toi, je suis sale sans toi, comme une orpheline dans un dortoir. Je n'ai plus envie de vivre ma vie. Ma vie cesse quand tu pars. Je n'ai plus de vie, et même mon lit se transforme en quai de gare. Quand tu t'en vas, je suis malade, complètement malade. Comme quand ma mère sortait le soir et qu'elle me laissait seule avec mon désespoir. Je suis malade, parfaitement malade. T'arrives, on ne sait jamais quand tu pars.
Sorry if that's a bad spot. She has an amazing tone, and I want to go back and listen to that last little phrase again, but she has really good control of her instrument, you can tell. And this is part of what gives great artists an opportunity to really bring something special to a song, because when you have control and your instrument is honed and powerful, then you can bring in the emotion and you can do different things, even though I'm not going to say you're compromised, but you're kind of like, in some ways you are, because you're feeling it and the emotions are coming through, but yet you're still able to completely maintain control. And I've talked about it in some of my other reactions about how this has happened with me and some of the performances I put on. And I'm not putting myself in the same category, obviously, as Lara, but you know, I had a performance when I was Inspector Javert for a local production of Les Mis, and I have a couple of my performances from that show out on my playlist on my channel if you're interested in checking it out. But the one I have spoken about before was Javert's Suicide, and the closing night I really was just feeling it deeply and was really trying to put myself into the character and what he was going through at that moment when he was just contemplating ending his life, and so a little bit of that snuck in, and unfortunately I had enough control in the training and all that to keep everything on track. But again, it makes a big difference with someone like her, and her tone. Her tone's very angelic. It almost kind of reminds me a little bit of So-hyun, a little bit as far as the resonance of her tone. You can tell that she's got a lot of power there that she's not even really tapping into, and she's done a couple of jumps as well. So I believe I haven't really seen what her range is at this point, and so I'm excited to kind of see a little bit more of that. But I would say part of what impresses me the most, and this is what I picked up on with Dimash when I first heard him sing SOS, is the artistry and the connection with the song that she has. And I don't know if she feels it personally to the point, I would guess she does in some way, or she's found something that relates to her in some way that she can think of or perform to when she's singing this song. But she definitely is connecting with the lyrics. So I'm going to go back here a little bit, make sure we don't miss anything, and also to hear her during this last little part here.
Malade, complètement malade, comme quand ma mère sortait le soir et qu'elle me laissait seule avec mon désespoir. Je suis malade.
Her timbre reminds me a lot, actually, of Celine Dion. And I know that may be coming through because she's singing French, and Celine sings a lot of French as well because of where she's from and all that. But the timbre of her voice, right in that last little phrase there, definitely reminded me of Celine. So I'm going to continue to listen for that and see if there's more of kind of her voice that reminds me of that.
Et qu'elle me laisse seule avec mon désespoir. Je suis malade, parfaitement malade. T'arrives, on ne sait jamais quand. Tu pars, on ne sait jamais où. Et ça va faire bientôt 2 ans que tu t'en fous. Comme un rocher, comme un péché. Je suis accrochée à toi, je suis fatiguée, je suis épuisée de faire semblant d'être heureuse. Quand ils sont là, je bois toutes les nuits et tous les whisky, au moins, ont le même goût. Tous les bateaux portent ton drapeau. Je ne sais plus où aller. Tu es partout. Je suis malade, complètement malade. Je verse mon sang dans ton cœur et je suis comme un oiseau mort. Quand toi tu dors, je suis j'avais du talent.
Wow. Yeah, what a performance. She's really just singing from the heart, and her phrasing and her artistry through the different parts of the song when she's talking about the dead bird and all that. I mean, you could see like that she was very drawing that out. And her voice, like I said, she's very comfortable in French from what I can see. So I don't know if she's fluent in French or she's just extremely well trained. As I mentioned before, I mean, as a classical singer, I learned how to sing in different languages. I have sung in French before, but not a whole lot, if I'm being honest. Italian is definitely the language I've sung the most. But I'm no expert on French, but I would guess that her pronunciations are pretty close, if not right on, based on, what I'm familiar with and what I've heard of French. But yeah, her timbre is just, and she's not even trying. She's not even, I mean, as far as like her vocal instrument right now, she's not even really testing it, or it's more about the performance with this song, which is great. I respect artists when they do that, right? When they're really all about relaying the message of the lyrics and bringing the power to the performance, because that's what it's all about, and I love that. So let me go back just a little bit here. This was the part I was just talking about here.
Au moins, ont le même goût et tous les bateaux portent ton drapeau. Je ne sais plus où aller. Tu es partout. Je suis malade, complètement malade. Je verse mon sang dans ton cœur et je suis comme un oiseau mort. Quand toi tu dors, je suis malade, parfaitement malade. Tu m'as privé de tous mes chants, tu m'as vidé que j'avais du talent. Avant ta peau, cet amour m'a tué. Si ça continue, je crèverai seule avec moi, près de ma radio, comme un gosse idiot, en écoutant ma propre voix qui chantera. Je suis malade, complètement malade, comme quand ma mère sortait le soir et qu'elle me laissait seule avec mon désespoir. Je suis malade, c'est ça. Je suis malade, tu m'as privé de tous mes chants, tu m'as vidé de tous mes mots, et j'ai le cœur complètement malade, cerné de barricader ton temps. Je suis malade.
Still going. Okay. Wow. That's one thing that you can gauge from a singer's performance. After they've finished singing, how long does it take them to to gather themselves and be able to really engage with the audience, or whatever, judges if they're in a competition, whatever that may be. And you could tell that she was in it. She was in that song. Her mind was there. She had transported herself into those lyrics, and she was telling that story. She was part of that story. Each song tells a story, right? I talk about that all the time in my reactions. And that's really a remarkable artist like Lara can transport themselves into the story and then bring you along for the ride and really, help you experience that for yourself in some way through the words and the different things that are a part of that story, right? That give it color, that cause it to hit us in the heart, and each of us has our own set of background and experience that we bring into it as well. The heartache and the loss of a loved one, whatever those things are that we can relate to, we bring that into it. And so the more universal, and I've talked about this before with other performers, the more universal and the more powerful the message comes across to a wider group of audience members, then the better that artist is at telling the story and really doing it in a very real way, genuine way. Because then she's hit a common chord, in this case, that all of us can relate to. That we can find a thread in there from what we've experienced into the story she's telling. to bring that experience to us and touch our hearts in some way. And that's really the sign of a gifted artist and a genuine artist, and someone that's doing it for the right reasons, to share the gift of music with others, to uplift others, to entertain others, to create a personal experience with every performance. And those are the types of artists that I love. So I have a feeling that she's definitely Lara's going to be one of those that I end up loving and enjoying watching her perform. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and for those of you that recommended that I react to Lara. I assume it's Lara, or is it Lara? If you could kind of correct me on that. And then the last name Fabian, I believe, is correct. So again, just make sure to put the correct pronunciation in the comments. And any other recommendations that you have for songs from this incredible artist that you want me to do next, please put those in the comments as well. And like I said before, if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe. And I hope that this reaction finds all of you in a safe place, a happy place, where you're spending lots of quality time with your family and really treasuring those moments you have with your loved ones and those who are close to your heart, and really treating them with love and kindness, and all of those around you as well. Again, thank you all very much, and take care.